There is a clear division in our modern culture between science and belief, and it seems a lot of times like one is trying to destroy the other. And Peterson has noted this, but his entire point, or I guess not his entire point, but a major point of this book, Maps of Meaning, is that they do not exist without one another. We can't have a complete world picture unless both of those things are being played with and acknowledged that they both exist and both are valid. And we shouldn't waste our time trying so hard to separate them. So I think he does a really good example of this. I'm going to call it the vase example because I think that's the easiest way to construe it. So let me go ahead and break that down for you. He says, imagine a child is running around playing and it encounters a vase on a table. It reaches up to touch it and the mother immediately runs over and says, "Do not touch that," in a very serious tone. So in this one instance of play and discovery, which all children do, the child has learned something very specific about this vase and something more complex than it might seem. Not only has the child learned that the vase is an empirical thing, it is a real object, and certainly you know what it looks like and how it feels and the general actualness of it, but it's also learned the significance of that object, especially in relevance to its own play and discovery, that child's play and discovery has to take a backseat to the position, the protection of that vase, that other object. So it's an empirical object, but it also has its own status. And the child has just learned both of those things at once. There's a dual nature to that object. Peterson says everything is something and means something, and the distinction between essence and significance is not necessarily drawn. So that's a sort of real-life example to illustrate what he's trying to say about belief in science, that everything is something and everything means something. It's pretty significant if you take a moment to ponder that. I've just realized that in my notes I wrote it was a vase, but in the example, for the sake of certainty, it is actually a sculpture. But it doesn't matter. The idea is the same. So I should be calling it the sculpture example, but you get the point. And Bo clearly has gotten the point because he's laid down. So, which perhaps both is something and means something. I don't know. Ponder it. Why this is relevant is because there's a further point Peterson is trying to make. It's because everything is something and everything means something. Both of those things together combine to make our behavior. And how we treat an object, how we treat ourselves around that object, and not even one object, but the space we're in, the society we're in, the families we're in, relationships. It's a really small, tangible example for something that can be really huge. If that is the case, why do we spend so much time keeping science and belief at war with one another? I think in this book, Peterson is going to dive into the relationship between those two things, which we will soon explore, I'm sure, in future chapters and future videos. Hi, thanks for watching part of my ongoing series as I continue to read Jordan Peterson's textbook, Maps of Meaning. If you want more content like this, be sure to check out the full playlist linked below. If you enjoyed the video, I hope you'll leave a like and a comment below. And if you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, then go ahead, press that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.